we now have all 15 pieces of photo etch necessary for the railings and so on for main gun number 1. But there's something we got to talk about. It's a little bit embarrassing. And yeah, I think probably some of you already know what it is. And that is these pieces that I was calling doors. So I can get it turned over here. Well, it doesn't matter. These are not doors. And I do remember thinking at the time, but I didn't think about it long enough, actually, obviously. Where would the persons, step out onto? Like, where's the little platform or whatever? There was just no place to step out to. If he had stepped out of this door, he'd have dropped down probably 8-10 feet onto the deck. At least, I think that's the way it is. This turret is actually up off the deck a little bit. So these are not doors. One of the viewers said that they are vents for venting the inside of this thing. Like after the gun would go off and they'd open the breech and they want to clean and reload. Well, obviously fumes and smoke and everything would come in to the inside the turret here. And that's apparently what these were. These were doors, and I guess they were so heavy duty so that if they...
Now, apparently I still can't get it right. I meant vent covers, not doors.
If the vent was to get hit by a shell, it would withstand the blow. Now, I was assuming that these... Let's see if I can get this turned over here. There we go. I was assuming that they were heavy-duty doors, like some of the other doors that are on the ship. They're like, 6, 8, 10 inches thick, solid metal. But that's not what they were. They were vents. And we're going to take a look in Stefan's book and see if we can't find those. Now, I have not looked yet. There may or may not be anything. I'm going to just take a look here. Okay, I would assume we're going to find this in the armament section. And I don't know if it starts out with the smallest guns first and works its way up, or if it starts out with the big ones first and works its way back. Okay, rigging. Here we go. This looks like the big guns. Yep. 380 millimeter guns. Okay, let's see if we can find something here. We're looking for a drawing that depicts the back. All right. Well, that's the spot, all right. But I wonder if there's anything better than that. Oh, right here. Well, let's just take a look here. I'll move the camera around and we'll look at this one. This looks pretty clear. You can sort of see that there's... Anyway. Now might be a really good time to mention again why it is that I chose a battleship as a model. It's a horrendous killing machine. So why did I go for something like that? Somebody who is sort of, passive like myself. Why would I choose a killing machine? Well, it's because when I look at the battleship, I don't just see, the large guns sticking out and the hull on the outside and how big it is, and the rudder and the propeller. What I do is I envision the inside and the tremendous complexity that is involved. And I think another thing that I find appealing to me about the battleship is that most of the stuff, if I look at it long enough, I'll know what it did. Well, yeah, most of it. And if I didn't, if somebody was to say to me, this particular thing is for such and such, I would be able to understand it. It's not like when I say change a card in the back of my computer or something. I know what it does, but I don't know how it does it. Whereas something like this, it's mechanical, and I can understand it. Yeah, so anyway, that's why I chose the battleship, not because it's a killing machine. but because it is extremely complex and extremely interesting. Well, here is our door, which is actually a vent to exhaust the fumes and everything out of this area here. If I happen to come across any actual photographs later, I'll show them to you. Otherwise, this is about the best we're going to be able to do. And the correction has been made. And the redness in my face is slowly subsiding. I think I'm going to start with the easiest part first. And that is putting these shields, or whatever they are, onto the barrel. Yeah, they should be fairly easy to put on. Maybe if I was to bend these in just a little bit more, so it's kind of a friction fit. There. Now if I was to just put a little bit of CA glue right there and right there, I think that'll be good enough. Now this whole thing is going to be painted the darker gray, including this photo etch. Now I thought I'd better do a dry run here because just wanted to make sure that the photo etch was going to fit inside. I imagine that if the fit was kind of tight, like I think it probably will be on this one, because I'm noticing that this bracket is kind of leaning in a little bit, I should be able to just pry it out. Not a lot though. Okay, this is CA medium. I'll just see if I can't get it to wick down between the barrel there and the photo etch. Maybe probably putting on too much again. Okay, you can see that I did the same on the other side. I don't know if you noticed it or not, but did you notice that the moisture was forming on the photo etch there? It's slowly evaporating now. But that's what helps to speed up the curing of the CA glue. It's almost like a poor man's curing agent. You will notice right here that the flashing is, pretty proud of the edge. And it was holding the photo etch out. So I've scraped off this little bit right here so that the photo etch will, come closer to the plastic. And also then it will give more room in the mounting brackets inside the turret. Yeah. Okay, they are done. And I did the other 7 pieces pretty much the same way as the way you saw me do the first one. Now, the reason I said they were the easiest ones to do is because we got some terribly, terribly hard ones to do. Do you remember, it must be, 3-4 months ago, we were trying to put a hook on the bottom of a crane, and it was, I've mentioned this before, it turned out to be an impossible task, at least for me. Anyway, I got a feeling these pieces right here, might possibly be the same situation. However, in the meantime, let's see if we can't straighten out this little flaw here. I don't think it's going to be too hard. Okay, we can see the bend there, and it's not what you'd call a real serious thing. I think what I'm going to try to do is just tape it down so it doesn't move on me. Okay. Now I'll block this side here. I don't know if I made it better, or is it now bent the other way? Well, you know what I can do is I can have it so that where the two ends meet will be, tucked underneath on the ring, underneath the turret, and no one's going to see it anyway. But you know what? I think we did straighten it a little bit. Okay, now we have to make this piece round like this so that it will go around the bottom of this. And once again, I'm going to see if I can roll it. And I've got a ball bearing here. I think it might be a little easier. We'll just give it a try here. I'm just going to keep going back and forth until it seems to get to about the right diameter here. Well, I'm just about there. What I'd like to have is it would be actually a little smaller, and that way when I lay it on this ring part, it sort of clamps down onto it. Okay, I'm going to give one more pass and I'm going to push just a little harder. Oops, it's going crooked on me here. I guess I didn't have the bearing straight on the part. I'm trying to be very careful not to accidentally grab onto it too hard here. Okay, continue on. Well, that's pretty close. I think maybe just make it a little bit tighter. Well, I'm going to just keep working at it and then we'll take a close look. Well, I would think that's probably going to glue up okay. And then, as I was saying, we'll try and have this joint, right in the middle here. Let's see if I can just move this whole thing around without it popping off. trying so hard not to try and handle it with my big clumsy fingers because this is going to be so easily bent out of round, and right now it's almost perfect. Okay, so do you think I can do that 3 more times? I think I can, but that's going to have to be tomorrow. Yeah, so thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.